Welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the ultra long range Nitecore MH40S. Let's check it out. Alright, this is everything the MH40S comes with. There's a lot of stuff here. There's the box that it comes in. Nitecore's magnetic flaps. Actually a pretty nice box on the back. All the features here, but we'll go over that throughout this video. Owner's manual here. Here's a warranty card, a USB Type A to Type C charging cable, and yes, it does come with a quick charging adapter. In this bag, there's a lanyard and a few spare rubber O-rings. Here is a nylon holster with the Velcro front. And this is pretty cool. It does come with the wireless pressure switch right here. I'll go over how this works a little bit later on in this video. In this bag here, there's two Picatinny rail adapters, a hook and loop pad, and two hook and loop straps. And it does come with two 21700 batteries. They're already inside of the flashlight here. But let me put all of this off to the side. I'll give you guys a nice close-up here of the MH40S from Nitecore. Now, while you guys are checking this out, let's talk about some of the features. All right, so the Nitecore MH40S has a maximum output of 1500 lumens and a maximum throw of 1500 meters. That's 4,921 feet. That's almost a mile of throw. It also has a max beam intensity of 570,000 candela. And pushing out those 1500 lumens is a single lumen engine G9 LED. Now that Lumen Engine G9 LED is about 50% smaller than the previous model's Cree XPL High V3 LED, but is capable of 150% more throw than that previous generation. Powering the MH40S are two Nitecore NL2150 5000 mAh 21700 lithium-ion batteries that provide a maximum runtime of 105 hours on the low setting. Or it can be powered with four CR123 batteries. And those 21700 batteries can be quick charged through the USB Type C charging port on the side of the flashlight. There's four lighting modes plus three special modes: beacon, SOS, and strobe. And everything is operated via two switches, a tail switch and a side switch. The body's made from aero-grade aluminum alloy and has a Type 3 hard anodized finish. It's impact resistant up to 1 meter and has an IP rating of 68. The 6 means it's completely dustproof, and the 8 means it's submersible in up to 6 feet of water. Alright, so what about the dimensions? It has a length of 10.08 inches and a head diameter of 2.56 inches. And according to my weight test, it comes in at 13.7 ounces. That's 388 grams, and yes, I did weigh it with the two 21700 batteries inside. Alright, so who specifically is this flashlight made for? I would say mainly it's made for hunters and law enforcement. But I would say you can also carry this in a backpack if you go camping, if you go hiking, or just a general long-range searchlight. If you just have this in your car as a long-range searchlight, I think this would be perfect for that. But if you're a hunter or in law enforcement, I would take a closer look at this bad boy because 1500 meters of throw, 1500 lumens, like I said, it's almost a mile of throw out of this bad boy. And this sucker is long at 10.08 inches, and I know it weighs 13.7 ounces, which is fairly heavy, but since it's so long, it sort of distributes that weight pretty nicely. It doesn't feel that bad when you're holding it in your hands. But I'm sure off the hip in this holster, it's going to have a whole different feel to it. I didn't wear this holster with this flashlight yet. I don't like holsters, so I generally don't wear them. I'm not going to for this video either. For something like this, like I said, I would put this either in my car or a backpack or just generally in my EDC bag that I would have inside of my car. There is no way in hell that I would be carrying this flashlight on my hip in this holster. But for those of you who would need to carry a flashlight of this length and size, the holster is available, and you can see fits in just like this. Like I said, there is just no way I would ever carry this, but say if you're in law enforcement or security and need to carry this on your hip, this is what it would look like. All right, so let me give you guys a nice look down the barrel at that single Lumen Engine G9 LED that's capable of 1500 meters of throw. Also, it sits way back in that reflector. You can see that right there. Now, the previous model MH40 GTR only had 1004 meters, only had 1004 meters of throw. So this upgraded model here has 150% more throw than that previous model. And like I said, yes, this LED is about 50% smaller. Look how small that is. It might be tough to tell through the video here, but this LED is really small and capable of that long throw and 1500 lumens. Also, let's not glance over the fact that it has 570,000 candela. That's insane. And while we're here at the head, let's take a look at that striking bezel. Very nice. This is a pretty wide head too. And even though this bezel doesn't look very aggressive, the edges are fairly sharp right here. So this is a pretty nice bezel, striking bezel here. That's why I said this would be a great flashlight for law enforcement, just because of this striking bezel, the size and weight of this, plus that throw, the candela, the lumens. This is a dual switch flashlight. The side switch is right here near the head. It has a nice rubberized feel to it. Anti-slip feel, has a nice clicky feel to it as well. And then of course the tail switch here on the tail cap has a nice rubberized cap over the top of it. Everything feels very, very nice. While we're at the cap, there are two holes right here for the lanyard that it comes with. And as you can see, yes, you can tail stand this. It's a little bit tricky with my desk here because I have a wooden desk with knots all over it, but there you go, it does tail stand. And going back to the side switch here, it does have an LED that surrounds this side switch that gives you your battery life, but there's a special button press that you have to do to be able to see your battery life, which is a little confusing to me. What you have to do is hold down the side switch while you're pressing in the tail switch there, and you just saw it flash right there. It should give us a 1, 2, or 3 flash indication. So let's do it again. 2, 3, right there. That means we're over 50%. Not the best battery life indicator, but it's still pretty nice that they gave us one. Now, what I prefer, what 90% of flashlights have these days, as soon as you push in that tail switch, the light around the side switch will light up for about 5 seconds, giving you whatever battery life you have left. That would have been preferred over this weird button press, holding this down and pressing in that tail switch. But it does feature a low power vibration indication. If the battery is ever below 10%, it will vibrate, indicating that, yeah, the flashlight needs to be charged. But overall, this flashlight feels very high quality, very solid. It's almost all one piece of aluminum here, except for the tail cap that twists off here. Nothing else twists off. I'm sure the bezel can twist off, but honestly, I'm looking at it and I don't think it can. I've tried my hardest trying to get anything else to twist off, but nothing else does other than this tail cap here. Now let's take a look at the lumens and runtime information. You can see there's 4 lighting modes and 3 special modes. That low is 18 lumens, mid is 150, high is 500, and then that turbo at 1500 lumens. And what I like to see, strobe, beacon, and SOS are all the maximum 1500 lumens. I like to see that. Now the mode spacing here is decent, even though I would like to see that high and turbo a little bit closer together, maybe a 750 lumen high. I generally like to see high about half of what turbo is, so if turbo is 1500, I would like to see a 750 lumen high, but 500 is just fine, especially if you're using this as just a searchlight. And going back to that lowest setting, that's where they get that 105-hour runtime on the batteries. Of course, that's going to be on the lowest mode. But let's take a look at turbo at 1500 lumens of 1,500 meters, 570,000 candela, but that 3 hour and 50 minute runtime on turbo. There's no asterisks right there either. Now, I just did a video on the bright ass flashlights where there was no asterisk either. They claimed a 1 hour and 75 minute runtime. I sort of laughed at it, and then when I did my test, only a 2-minute test is generally what I do, and I saw no step down within those 2 minutes. So I might do a little bit longer of a test today, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, to see if there's any step down from turbo. But we'll get to that very, very shortly here. Now let's go over the UI here. Very simplified. There's no regular mode or tactical mode. There's only one mode, and everything is activated through the tail switch here, a half press for momentary on, and then a full press for constant on. And once it's on, just short press through the side switch to go through the 4 modes. That's it. Low, mid, high, and turbo. So like I said, a very simplified UI here. Nothing special at all except to get to our special modes. Let's talk about those. So to get to the special modes, once the flashlight is on, you just have to press and hold that side switch and keep holding it to cycle through those 3 special modes. So you saw strobe, and then there's beacon, and then it goes to SOS. And then when you want to lock in whichever one you want, just let go of the button. Then to get back to our regular lighting modes, just give that side switch a short press, and then you can see we're right back in low. Now, from what I can tell, there is no button combination lockout, so the only way to lock this flashlight out is to just give that tail switch a little quarter turn like that, locks out the flashlight, and then just turn it back to activate the flashlight. So no button presses or anything like that to lock out this flashlight. And yes, it does feature a memory, so if I turn it on medium right there, turn it off, turn it back on, it goes right back to that medium. So let's talk about this wireless pressure switch right here. Now let me give you guys a close-up of this wireless pressure switch right here. There are two buttons, the top button here, which is the A button, and this long button right here, which is the B button. The A button right here has two different levels to that click. You can hear that. I'm half pressing it, and then if I full press, that has another function. And then this B button only has one function right there. It's just to activate turbo. Now, I like the idea of a wireless pressure switch such as this. I think they said there is 4,000 presses with a brand new battery. Yep, right here in the user manual, it says it's powered by a single 3-volt CR1632 button cell battery, which enables approximately 4,000 presses, and the standby time is approximately 12 months on a new battery, which I think is pretty decent. Plus it has a 1 meter range from the flashlight to this wireless pressure switch. So keep that in mind based on whatever you're gonna be mounting this on. So let me show you how this wireless switch works here. Just gotta make sure it's on, and then full press the wireless switch to turn it off, and the same thing to turn it back on. Full press it, and then half press right there to cycle through the modes. So this acts as a mode button, the same as the side switch there. And if you want to activate turbo, you just have to press and hold that B button right there, and you can see activates that 1500 lumen turbo. And yes, you can activate all three special modes through the wireless switch here, which I think is great. You just have to half press and hold for about a half second, activate strobe, and then just let go, and then just half press. There's beacon, and then half press again, let go, and there's SOS. So you don't have to hold like you do with the side switch here, the cycle. You can just, once that strobe is activated, all you have to do is just half press and cycle through those three special modes. So I think that is a great feature here. And Nitecore gives you a bunch of mounting options right out of the box here, which I think is great. So this is a great little accessory. One of my favorite accessories so far from Nitecore. All right, so now it's time for my scientific, not so scientific heat and turbo test. I think I'm gonna go 3 minutes today just to see if there's any step down from turbo within those 3 minutes. Plus I'm gonna take its temperature, and I'm gonna write down all the information right here at the head and the body of 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 3 minutes, just to see how hot this gets. So I already have this on turbo, have that memory saved, and I'm gonna try to do this at the same time. Go. All right, so let me pick this up. Yeah, the body right here isn't going to be bad at all. The hottest it got was 92.3, but the head got to 110.1, which is right on that edge of being too hot to touch with my bare hands. I mean, I can, but it's not that bad. So completely manageable with just your bare hands, no gloves. So at the head, after 1 minute, was 96.9 degrees Fahrenheit, and at the body was 89.7. Then after 2 minutes, 104.9 at the head and 89.9 at the body. And then after 3 minutes was 110.1 degrees Fahrenheit. At the body was 92.3. So not that bad at all. I've seen much worse and much hotter, actually, what I meant to say. Speaking of that step down, I think I saw a bit of step down here. I think it got a little bit dimmer. Once again, I can't really tell with the naked eye, plus I'm writing stuff down, so I can't tell. In the edit, I'll scrub through the footage, and if there was a step down, I'll put it on the screen right now. All right, so I apologize for the wind. It's a little bit windy out here. Yeah, so let's start with low here. So let me turn it around and find that side switch. I can't see anything. All right, there we go. So that's low. And look at that, I'm already hitting those trees back there. I'll put all the information on the bottom. But wow, even at low, I am hitting those trees back there. Well, first thing I notice, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but this is a very green beam. So at low and mids, I can see it from here. It's a very greenish tint. When it hits high in turbo, it looks more of that cool white, but man, that is such a green looking beam at these low lumens, these low modes. So let's go to medium. Oh man. Okay, so I'm noticing that big spill here. So you can see that spill. Very sharp outer edge, but look at that beam, man. It's like I have a lightsaber already, and this is only medium. Look at that. Very cool. And there's high. Oh my God. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna turn around and hit straight down here. And oh my God, I'm hitting those nets from here. Wow. I'll put up the distance from here to that far net right there. I'm sure you guys can see it, but man, it is lighting it up with no problem at all. And then let's go to turbo. Boom. 1500 lumens, 1500 meters. I might not even be able to do this flashlight justice, just because, look at that, looks like I have a lightsaber. Absolutely insane. I might not even be able to do this justice just because I'm not sure if I can, if I have the distance here in this park. Obviously, this is under a mile of throw. So, I'm just gonna walk to the next location here. Let me put it back on low. And even on low, look at that. Tops of those trees, no problem. Absolutely awesome. And let's medium, high, and then turbo. Jeez. Right down the row there. And here's the path I just took. Yeah, guys, look, I'm even hitting those trees across the street there. Oh my God. Wow, that is awesome. All right, so obviously this thing has throw for days. I love the beam profile here. Just look at that outer perimeter of that flood. So it's nothing crazy at all, because I can still get it all in the frame here. Some of these throwers lately I've been reviewing, I've had to pan left and right just to see the outer edge of that flood, but not with this. So it's just directly in front of me, as you can see. Not bad, very, very sharp outer edge, but that hot spot there is pretty intense. So let me go to the next location. All right, so I'm standing right in front of the wind, so it's probably a bad idea, but I want to see if I can hit those trees way in the back there, and I am. You probably can't even see that, but I am hitting those trees back there. I'll put up the location, or sorry, the distance from here. I never even attempt this just because I never have a thrower like this. But that is absolutely insane. Still windy as heck here. I'll start out on low. Yep, I'm still hitting those trees back there. Even on low, let me switch my hand position. The problem with dual switch flashlights right there. And let me see how far down I can even hit. I'm even hitting that first net on low. There's medium, high. Oh yeah. Straight up in the air, and then turbo. I can't get over that. So that far net right there, I am just lighting up like it's nothing. Guys, I know the wind is intense, so I'm sorry about that. Very cool. So yeah, this flashlight is legit. I wish I could measure out the 15. Oh, what? I can see those trees. I'm hitting those trees in the next field over there. Look at that. Unreal, man. I can't get over this beam, so this is great. All right, guys, That's it. All right, so those beam shots basically say it all. This is a beast at throwing light. Overall, I really like the beam profile. I think it was just floody enough where I can see everything around me, but not too overly obnoxious floody. This isn't a floodlight. This is a spotlight, a searchlight, and that's exactly what it does. So as much as I like this light, there are some negatives. The first negative, even though it's small, is the special button press to see the battery life indicator. I don't like having to hold down the mode button and turning it on. It's not like it's the end of the world, but like every other flashlight, you just press in that tail switch, the battery life indicator lights up, goes off after about 5 seconds, life is good. That's a very small negative, but it's still a negative for me. The next one is the greenish tint in lower lighting modes, such as low and medium. I'm not sure if you guys can see through the video here, but in low and medium, the beam itself has a very, very greenish tint to it. It goes away at high and turbo. It looks more cool white, which it should, but those low modes, very green, not very appealing at all. So that is a negative. And the next negative I would say, and it's becoming a new negative for me with flashlights, is the dual switch system. I'm seeing a lot more on tactical flashlights. You have to turn it on like this, and then you have to flip around and switch the modes, and then it gets goofy like this. So mainly I just want to see a single switch, either an EDC flashlight with a single side switch, or just have all the switches on the back here. There are plenty of flashlights, even you Nitecore, that have a tail switch on the back and then a mode switch right above that. I would much rather see that than the dual switch, side switch, tail switch system that you have going on here. But other than those small negatives, I really like this light. This is a monster searchlight. If you're in law enforcement, if you're a hunter, you should definitely take a closer look at this bad boy right here. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the Nitecore MH40S? Now, if you want to check this out for yourself, we'll have links down below in my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!